Welcome back, everyone. This is a new entrepreneuring interview brought to you by the Arrowhead Center at NMSU. My guest today is Robin Howzell. Robin, thank you for stopping by the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I understand that you are here to talk about a new product, a new invention that you've brought.
So currently I am working on a blow dryer attachment or nozzle, which is called either or. It's a nozzle that's I decided to improve upon as far as for strength for the teeth and for a nozzle that doesn't fall off the dryer as much or at all, basically.
Okay, so it's an attachment for a hairdryer. That's something even I could get behind. You might be able to tell I'm a kind of a fan of hair.
For sure.
So, can you share a brief timeline with us? I can't imagine that just one day you just woke up and decided I'm going to make a hairdryer attachment, or was it that simple?
It wasn't that simple, but what it is that for about 20 years in Philadelphia, I had a hair salon. And during that time, I had women that visit the salon that had all textures of hair. And when they came in, it was always a problem with the blow dryer attachments that we were using then and still are using. And they would always fall off. I found myself buying a blow dryer attachment after blow dryer attachment or nozzle because of the teeth would crack off or would just ruin, it would melt off or something like that. So for many years in the back of my mind, I just kept thinking, I know there's a better way. I know there's a better nozzle. I know it's a way to keep this thing on and to keep the teeth together without having hairstylists or just regular people spending money on a hairdryer attachment constantly. So I found myself buying one at least once every week, and the cost started costing. So I'm hoping that with my invention that it brings a better product to the market.
So did you break it down into all of the kind of successes you wanted to hit? Because I use a hairdryer actually probably more frequently than most of my male friends, and even I don't really think about probably how much kind of distress that item goes through because of heat and wear and tear.
Yes. So there was lots of things that I took in consideration. One thing was I didn't want the teeth to just break off very easily. So I wanted to come up with something more of a product that will just sustain through time. Also, I wanted to bring the teeth a little closer so that they wouldn't break so easy. I wanted to have my rings, which go inside, to actually latch onto the dryer to stay onto the hair, to latch onto the nozzle to stay onto the hair dryer. So yeah, I'm just was very just it's a concern because again the costs and the strength of those things that were out and still are out on the market at the time. I'm just thinking that having a better product will be best for everyone.
Now, so where did you begin as far as learning what all of the different kind of, skills and where did you tap into knowledge bases to find out all of the different things that you would have to even begin building this? Things like prototyping, even what materials to build the nozzle out of.
Exactly. So I did some research. Lucky for me, I am a grad student here in New Mexico State, and research is top of the line. So I did a lot of research to find out what would be a better product to secure and to keep my nozzle from actually melting. So I contacted Studio G, and Studio G here was able to give me some insight information on the material that I actually want to use for my nozzle, which is a fiberglass. The fiberglass is stronger. It won't melt as fast. I think that's one of the materials that is best for this kind of product.
Were there any other substrates that you tried first that maybe weren't as successful?
Well, I did a lot of researching on the other products that were already being used, and I just felt like, no, that's not gonna help. Like, no, I think those products were already like kind of like with failure in its own way. So I just kind of went with thinking and having my prototype here at New Mexico State, here at Studio G, and that is probably one of the best materials to go with at this time for what I'm hoping to put out to the public.
So what resources were you using for the prototyping process? Were you using things like 3D software? Have you been using 3D printers or anything like that?
Yes, both. So they do use the 3D software here and the 3D printer. They were able to send me just the printing from the 3D printing, I guess. Yeah, they were able to send it to me, and I got a look at how the dryer is actually going to look. I've already seen it. I had it in hand. I don't have it right now because we took it. We're doing some more work on it just to make sure that it's exactly what I want it to be. So yeah. So, yeah. It's very exciting. I can really say that it's really exciting to actually see something that you actually wanted to work on for 20 years of your life, and to actually come here, have it see it on the print and on the 3D print, and actually to get the prototype in your hand and see your product is amazing. It is absolutely amazing.
Rapid prototyping has come such a long way, and it's just a matter of having access to the right tools. And it sounds like, through Studio G that you do have access to those tools.
Absolutely. And until we get it right, it's just come back. Let's do it again, Robin. Let's see where where we went wrong, where you want to close it, where you want to tighten it at, whatever it is. We come back here and we work on it, and we're getting it right for sure.
Now, was this your first time working with 3D in general?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that in itself was very exciting, just to, I never imagined, I did imagine, having my product out. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. I even pulled out some of the drawings from 20 years ago when I was in the salon, and I kept getting frustrated, and I kept saying, I'm going to do something about this. And I wrote down the name, I wrote down what I wanted to do. I had everything out, and I went to my storage and dug that stuff out, and I couldn't believe it. And on there was like 3D. You need to get a prototype. You need to see this on 3D. And I can't believe that I was even thinking in that way, at least for a prototype. A prototype. I just can't believe that I was even thinking that way. It blew my mind. And then to come here in Studio G and to work with them and to see my product it's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm smiling every single day because I just feel so blessed.
Well, yeah, it sounds, what a great experience to have never really worked in 3D before, and yet here you are, and you get to have such a quick turnaround from what's in your head, what you have drawn on paper, to a physical object that you can now look at and make adjustments from there.
Yes, absolutely. So, John has been great. Leonard has been great, and the day that they showed me the attachment, and I took it in my hand and I was just holding it like, this is really it? And they're like, yeah, that's the drawing there that you did, and this is what we've been working on with the 3D. This is it. And I was like, wow. So of course I was crying, but it felt good.
That's awesome. It hurts to smile. I'm smiling so much listening to your story. Oh, it's fantastic. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey. I'm sure you've learned so many lessons. But is there one?
Yes.
Is there one you want to share? Is there one you want to point to as one that really sticks out that you think would be very valuable for others to hear?
Absolutely. And what I'm learning through this entire process is that there's no rush. You have to be patient. You have to have patience. I mean, I've had patience with this for myself for 20 years, just about. So I figure, okay, I'm learning that even as much as I want this thing to just go out on the market, because as soon as I mention it to someone, they're like, oh, can I get 5? It's great Christmas gifts. Or, when can I use this in my salon? And I'm thinking, wow, already? Like, that's pretty nice. So I'm still learning, even with people who are, inboxing me, or who call me up and say, hey, did you get the thing out yet? Or I'm like, what thing? They're like, your nozzle. And I'm like, oh, okay, not yet. I'm learning that, patience is a virtue, and you definitely have to be patient. You can't rush things like this, and you just have to take your time with it, especially when you're doing something that's so important for yourself and to the public, for a product. You just want to get it right, and it doesn't take one time in getting it right. It takes maybe several tries, or maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times. I don't know, but you definitely have to take your time, and you have to get it right.
It's always good to hear, and I especially like that you kind of bring up how long it's been since you've had the idea, because I think it's very, very easy to get discouraged if it's like, oh, I had this idea, but I thought of that 20 years ago. It's probably not relevant anymore.
Exactly.
And it could be just as relevant today as when you thought of it.
And that's what I like about it. I also did a survey through SurveyMonkey, and I wanted to see, is this still a problem? Are we still having this problem in the industry, or just for regular people who want to blow dry their hair? For parents who have children whose hair is, sometimes kind of, hard for them to do. They wind up sending them to the hairstylist or something like that because of products that aren't on the market to help them. So I wanted to see if those were still the kind of things that we were dealing with me being a stylist for so long. And to my surprise, I put the survey out, and oh my God, it's the same exact problem. People are saying, hey, I need a detangler. Hey, this thing is keep falling off. Hey, the teeth are falling off. I'm buying this product 4 or 5 times a week. And I'm like, okay, I got something for you. So, yeah. So it's pretty cool that I have waited so long, and with the improvements, I'm hoping that this will be a product that most people are looking for.
I mean, it sounds like you've definitely, from hearing your story here, there's been an emphasis on surveying others. I mean, you literally just talked about sending out a survey. Was that something you had past experience with, or was that also a new experience for you?
The survey is a new experience for me, especially with this product. And although I had my business out when I was a hairstylist back in Philly, we didn't do much surveys for different things that, like our styles and things that we sold. We were just walking advertisements. So now, as a sociologist major, I'm learning how surveys and research and data is really important. So those are the things that I know also is important in making sure that your brand is going to serve the public as well, and so that what your public needs and what they want. So that was one of the things that I knew was really important as well, so that I can know what people are actually looking for, or what they want or what they don't want. I didn't want to just throw myself out there, because I knew the problem I had. I knew what some of my friends had, but it's so much bigger than us. So I wanted to find out what the general public were thinking when it came to this product.
I mean, you have to do that, and it sounds like you've been able to get a good amount of feedback that has kind of, again, enforced that idea that this is an idea I had quite a while ago, but it's still something that there's room in the market for it.
For sure. Yes, and that was something that I found out as well through my surveys and looking at the data and what every day I look at it, and there's something different, with the analysis that I get from the survey. Yes.
So what's next? I mean, you said that you don't have the prototype with you today because you're still doing some work on it, but what's the next step for you?
Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. Like, well, the next step, I will hope that with all these people inboxing me, that I can just get this thing out and just give it to them. But I know it's not that easy. So the next step is actually making sure that my non-provisional patent application is in. That's one of the things that I'm also working on. Another step is to make sure that the name is secured for the product as well, and hopefully from there the branding, the marketing, and things like that. So I'm just trying to build up my base for it now, just to make sure that again it is a product that people are wanting or hope to have.
Well, before we wrap up, Robin, is there anywhere, you've done such a good job selling this. I'm sure some folks out there want to know more. If they want to keep an eye on this product as you move through your patent process and eventually out and get this product out into the world, where can people find out more information?
Sure. So right now, I don't have my website up as of yet because I'm still waiting for my prototype to come back so that I can have the actual product on my website as well. But I am on Facebook, and I will be on Twitter probably tonight once they approve the account. But I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Facebook as Fast, Smooth, and Dry Wet Hair. That's the handle for Facebook, so you can stop past there. And what I do on Facebook, for anyone that's interested, I just put some tips because I am still a stylist. So I also put some tips for ladies and for men about styling wet hair, drying wet hair, things that you should do, how you should start drying your hair from the back. Lots of things that regular people who's not really in the business wouldn't know. So I try to put lots of tips on there every day. You can go on my page and you can find some sort of tip about your hair. You can ask me some questions. You can inbox me. I'm sure to return your answer with an answer and let you know anything that you ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll let you know that I'll get back with you. I'll research it and I'll come up with an answer and a solution for you if need be.
Well, that's great. Well, everyone, again, definitely go and check out Robin's Facebook page. You can reach it by going to facebook.com/smoothdry. And Robin, thank you again for your time. It's been great hearing your story.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here today.
Thanks as always for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more interviews with entrepreneurs. And visit arrowheadcenter.nmsu.edu to learn how New Mexico State University can help you launch your business.